up, go-getters? My name is Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. I am a personal development and mindset coach, and I created my company, The Best Part, to help women like you become the best version of themselves. I teach women how to develop soft skills and how to invest in themselves so that they can go after their goals instead of just standing on the sidelines and continuing to disrespect themselves by not going after the things in life that they want. So in today's video, we're going to talk about anxiety. Anxiety was not something that I grew up with. Anxiety was something that started to happen to me as an adult. I was in my early to mid 20s when anxiety started to creep up, and I didn't fully recognize what was happening when it started. I knew that it was bad, but I didn't know how bad it could get. And it wasn't until I started taking responsibility for my circumstances and my actions that my anxiety was able to lessen to the degree that I can function without any type of medication. And I was able to get there by following the things that I'm about to share with you here today. Everybody's anxiety looks different. Everybody goes through different journeys. Everybody has different circumstances and different triggers. But in this video, we generalize a lot of what is very common and a lot of what can help you in managing your symptoms, but also help you maybe in recognizing some triggers that might be happening that you're not aware of yet. First, let's talk about triggers, because if we can identify triggers, we can lessen the effects of anxiety or even eliminate panic attacks altogether, which is what happened for me when I started going on the offensive instead of letting it succeed in taking over my life, which it was absolutely threatening to do. Now when I get anxiety, it is so slight compared to what it used to be. And I know where it's coming from, and I know how to calm down my mind and my nervous system. I have to put in a disclaimer. I am not a doctor, and this information is not medical advice. If you take this advice, you take it at your own risk. I have to say that. Also, these tips do not negate the need for medicine, and always consult a doctor, especially if you're experiencing severe anxiety. Now, personally, I did not want to go on medication, and I found a way to control my anxiety and get a better relationship with my circumstances by changing my circumstances. But if you are experiencing some type of chemical imbalance and you are experiencing extreme, uncontrollable anxiety symptoms, then medicine might be the best choice for you. So don't just rule it out. All of that being said, do not struggle alone. Share what you're going through with someone else and get the help that you need. That's exactly one of my tips that we're about to share here, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Common anxiety triggers are stress overload, such as moving, divorce, horrible relationships, loss and grief, chronic work pressure and deadlines, and job loss. There are financial concerns such as debt, lack of money or work, or lack of job security. There's also anxiety from social situations, such as meeting new people, speaking in public, and social gatherings. There are also physical manifestations of anxiety, such as caffeine or lack of sleep or skipping meals. There is science behind all of these things that I won't cover in this video, but keep in mind that too much caffeine adds to anxious feelings, even when triggers aren't present. It is its own trigger. Lack of sleep makes anxiety worse, and it can be its own trigger as well. It's torment to go so long without proper sleep. Trust me, I know. I am a mom of a toddler that wakes up in the middle of the night more than he sleeps. And I never slept great to begin with, so I know what that feels like. And finally, skipping meals. Don't do that. But we'll talk about that more later on. Other physical manifestations are shakiness and dizziness, feeling blanched, like lightheaded or woozy, feeling like you can't breathe, feeling like your tongue is swelling, feeling like your throat is closing, or like you forgot how to swallow, or like you can't concentrate. Your lips and skin can go pale and turn blue, and you may feel as though you're going to pass out. These are all symptoms that people experience when they're having severe anxiety. Mental triggers. Now, some mental triggers are talking badly to yourself about yourself and your circumstances. That can trigger anxiety. Another mental trigger is unprocessed emotions like suppressed anger, grief, or fear. Dealing with chronic illness and changing medications can mess with the brain and also cause anxiety. And unfortunately, sometimes anxiety can strike out of nowhere, which has happened to me. I know what that feels like. It's very confusing, but it may be a sign that there's something underlying that is not being addressed. Try to identify these triggers. Not necessarily circumstantial triggers, but the internal ones or the habitual ones. For example, drinking alcohol in excess can cause anxiety. Too much sugar which is a type of caffeine, can also cause anxiety. Feeling a lack of direction in your life can also cause anxiety. Smoking can cause anxiety. And I mean all of the smoking. None of it's good for you. Even though it lessens it in the moment, it doesn't help in the long run. Here are some 5-minute techniques that will help. There are breathing techniques, and I'm going to demonstrate these so that you know what to do. The first one is breathe deep, hold, breathe in some more, hold, breathe in some more if you can, hold, and breathe out. Let me demonstrate this for you. So you breathe in, hold, breathe in, hold, breathe in, hold, and then breathe out. And do it again. Breathe in, hold, breathe in, hold, breathe in, hold, breathe in, and then breathe out. Doing that will help regulate your system and your breathing. It's helped for me. I've tried it. The next one is breathing deep on a count, like in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and repeat 5 to 10 times or as needed. I'm going to demonstrate this one for you as well, just so you know and you're comfortable with it when you find the need to do it on your own. So breathe in. Remember the count. Breathe out. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can count slower. I was realizing in real time that you can't really breathe in and count at the same time, but you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. Now, as far as breathing, listen to me. Recognize that thoughts of I can't breathe are not real. Remind yourself that you can breathe. You will breathe. You are breathing. Breathe in through your nose when possible, not just as part of a technique, also, yes, that, but also in general. We have natural filters. Our nose is a natural filter. We use it to bring in clean oxygen. And when we breathe in through our noses, it helps us emotionally regulate, and it helps when we are consciously breathing in through our noses and not out of our mouths. Another recommendation for breathing is to sit down, to lean forward, to place your hands on your knees, open your jaw, and breathe that way. This can help you maximize your oxygen intake. Now, here are some physical options to help you controlling your anxiety. Splash water on your face, or better, if you can, hop into the shower. The water is calming to your system, and the steam is good for your breathing. Drink water if you can. That will help flow through your system and help regulate and stabilize. Go for a walk and or get in some type of an exercise to expel jitters. You just feel like you need to move, then move. Another thing you can do is to eat something if possible and if healthy. This levels out blood sugar, and it's also good to feel fueled. I also want to mention that you don't need to eat a lot, but for me, for the longest time, I would always keep something near me that I could eat whenever I needed it, wherever I went, whether it was in my car, in my purse, at my desk, doesn't matter. That and water, whether it was nuts, crackers, a sucker, something that I can pull out to help take that edge off. Another physical thing that you can do is focus on the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. That's 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. By doing this, you're going to get yourself out of your head and in the moment. And it will help you recognize that the moment is safe, that you are safe, and that nothing is happening. Another physical thing that you can do to help combat anxiety is to get a hug from somebody. Physical contact is good. It helps to stabilize your system. It also helps to feel comforted just on a mental level as well as a physical level. Another thing you can do is chew gum. It helped me quit smoking, and it also helped distract my mind from that moment, especially when I felt like I couldn't breathe. Here are some mental options that might help you with getting control of your anxiety. Talk out loud about what's happening. Now, there is a science behind this that talks about, even if it is just a talk with yourself, talking out loud and saying, I'm going through this is what's happening, helps to ground you and to keep you in the moment. You're verbalizing what's happening, and by verbalizing it, you're making it known that it's just a small circumstance. It's not a grander scheme of things. It's just a moment in time, and that moment will pass. Another thing that you can do is talk with somebody else, which I mentioned before. This is very helpful. Get the help you need. If this is something that is crippling you and it is affecting your ability to function in daily life, there's no need to suffer. Seek therapy if you need it, but at the very least, tell somebody close to you what's going on. Simply admitting that it's happening does help. Another mental thing that you can do that helps relieve the stress of anxiety or the effects of anxiety is to read the Bible, and particularly to read it out loud. This has been detrimental in helping me, whether I read it out loud or not, but I do notice that reading it out loud seems to have the most impact, especially when I was really struggling. And there have been times that I definitely needed to dive into the Word. And diving into the Word should not be something that we resort to only when we're anxious, but when we're anxious, that's definitely when we need to be diving into the Word. Another mental thing that you can do to help combat anxiety is to tell yourself good things. Tell yourself all the positive things that you can think of about yourself, about your family, about your loved ones, about your abilities, about your future, about your circumstances. I know this may sound hard when you are used to chronically talking and thinking negatively, but that just means that you need to learn this technique all the more, and the sooner, the better. The more you repeat it, the easier it will get, and you've got to learn how to tell yourself that you love yourself and tell yourself that you're figuring things out. And finally, to help mentally combat your anxiety, know that it will pass. It will pass. So let me share a couple more tips that will help you above and beyond with lessening your anxiety long term and hopefully for good. First, recognize that a little bit of anxiety is completely normal. And dare I say it's healthy. A little bit of anxiety when you're going into a job interview or trying a new skill or meeting somebody for the first time is to be expected. Don't think there's something wrong with you if you're anxious about those kinds of things. Most people are anxious about meeting new people. Most people want to make a good impression and they want to do well. So there's going to be a little bit of fear associated with those new experiences. But that tinge of fear doesn't have to serve as the basis to your new identity. If you can accept that a little bit of anxiety is good because it's your brain's way of trying to keep you alive and safe, then you can work past those feelings by understanding them rather than fighting them. Journaling is also something that can help you dive deeper into your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And learning how to ask yourself important questions while giving yourself space to answer is so beneficial in learning to overcome anxiety. So be sure to ask yourself things like, what about this situation has me so worked up? Is it the people? Is it somebody specific? Is it the place? Is it the time of day? Is there a pattern here somewhere that I need to be looking for that I haven't noticed before? Be honest and open with yourself. And if it is something that is deeper, something that is rooted in past circumstances, talk it through with someone who you trust who can help get you to the other side. And always remember that there is another side and that you can reach peace. Now, the next thing that you want to do is create goals for yourself. This may sound silly, okay, but it is absolutely not. I have a whole other video that talks about why creating goals is important for you. And if it's not out yet, I will link it down in the description. If it is out, I'll go ahead and put it somewhere above. But recognize that having a goal or multiple that is long-term actually gives you something to think about, something to focus on, and something to look forward to, and something to work towards, which will significantly reduce anxiety because it replaces fear with hope. It replaces unsure emotion with forward-focused thinking. And it's something personal to you, something that you care about, something that you want. Think about it. Seriously, creating a goal is huge in combating anxiety. Another tip is to drink less alcohol, smoke less cigarettes, take less recreational, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm not sure if I can say it because I don't know the rules of YouTube, but you know what I'm saying. But these things are said to reduce your stress, and they do that, but only temporarily, okay? Anything in excess is bad for you. And I learned that the hard way. If any of those things are a trigger for you, or if they exacerbate the situation, then cut them off. This includes desserts. I know that that sucks, but honestly, you don't have to cut out sweets all day, every day. Maybe just some days, or even most days. Trust me, I have a sweet tooth, and cutting out sugar sucks. But I do know that cutting out sugar, like candy and cakes, really helped me get control of my anxiety. I noticed that when I was eating it, my anxiety was spiking. And that might be what's going on for you too. You just haven't figured out that that's the trigger yet. So just give it a try. And finally, Get more exercise. I know that this sounds so simple and like, yeah, you probably know, but are you doing it? Are you actually getting the exercise that you need? There are so many benefits, but the main point is that exercise raises endorphins, which is our happy hormone that our body naturally produces, and it has other effects like getting into shape, improving circulation, improving cardiovascular system, which is great for when you feel like you can't catch your breath. So please do not skimp out on getting the exercise that you need. All right, I hope that these tips are helpful for you. These things have been immensely useful to me, and I'm happy to pass them along because honestly, not enough people are equipped with this kind of information. My channel is full of tips and tricks like this, some quick and some easy, others not so quick and easy, but the benefit is in the action, and your actions are what's going to bring you results. Keep in mind there's no quick fix for anything in life, but life is worth fighting for, and creating a personal foundation based in peace and hope is achievable for everyone. If you found this useful, please like, share, drop a note down below, and let me know what you think. If any of these are things that you hadn't heard of, if you've heard of all of them and you thought this video was stupid, let me know either way. And if you're interested in getting one-on-one coaching from me, the link to my website is located in the description box in this video down below. I would also love it if you would follow me on Instagram, follow me here on YouTube. You can hit me up in my DMs if you have any questions. You can give me a call. The phone number is on my website. And if you're interested, I also have a freebie called Craving Clarity. If you send me a DM on Instagram, I will shoot you that link. It's a short little video where I walk you through simple steps that will give you some clarity around where you are right now versus where you want to be and how to get there. If you're interested in that freebie, please let me know. And as always, if you have any questions or you've got anything to say, I would love to hear from you. So do not hesitate. Don't be shy. I think a lot of times people will say, I don't know what to say. Like, I like the video, but I didn't know what to say. Even if you just say, I like the video, that's great. I appreciate that. Or even if you say, I think you suck and I don't like the video, that's great. I appreciate that. And I want to say too, I know with anxiety, this can be a very personal thing. If you're struggling with anxiety, even shoot that off down below. Even get that off your chest and just say, man, I'm struggling with this, and I'm going to try some of these things and see how they work for me. And maybe you can get back to me and let me know how that goes for you. But definitely put some of these ideas in your back pocket, carry them around with you, and pull them out whenever you need them. I always aim to be encouraging and helpful. Our mantra here is be better, go-getter. You can do this. This is not something that is out of your scope of control. Keep that in mind. You're going to do great. You've got this. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.